Washington, D.C. is done. Now I head out west. This is when the serious driving begins. My biggest fear is now falling asleep while driving. Hopefully not, so let's begin. I'm in the South now. I'm in Clifton, Forge, Virginia, and people here are different. There's a lot of country boys with old jeans. Jeans are a very popular fashion choice. Everyone is so nice. An old lady said hi to me on the sidewalk and smiled. I was touched. There's a lot of black people, but they're different. They're very nice too. A black man asked me how I was doing, which in DC doesn't happen. If a black man in DC asks you how you are doing, walk away. He's about to ask you for some money or something. The town itself is quiet. If you've never been to the USA, but you saw old Hollywood movies of Main Street, old towns, this is it. This town actually still has it in 2019, has an old town charm. It's really cheap too. I saw an apartment you can rent for under $600 a month. And yeah, and it's not that far from where I live, yet I never saw it, but here we are. And it's in the middle of some kind of mountain ridge. Is this the Appalachians? I don't know. So, I'm definitely making a note of this place. And of course it is Trump country. Over, I think around 70% of people voted for him here. I haven't seen one gay flag, not one. Maybe there is one, and I have intense gaydar. I know gay, and I haven't seen one gay flag. So this is maybe the most livable town I've encountered so far. And I'm sure if I travel around this area, I'll find a lot more than that. So, man, I hope my tour can finish quickly so I can settle in a nice place such as this.
Head west on I-64 West.
So their mother asked my mother, can we start bringing? I don't know if well, that's mine.
I went to the Holy Cross Monastery in Wayne, West Virginia. And this is a Russian Orthodox monastery with mostly American converts. So everyone there spoke English. They were very nice, very open. This is a large monastery, kind of up on the mountain, so a lot of the monks were driving pickup trucks. And I went to the gift shop, which had a lot of things. I got a tour of the church, and I had lunch with the monks, and Father David gave me some time. I talked to him for maybe an hour or two, and he gave me a lot of spiritual guidance after I told him my entire story. He told me of some things that I have to watch out for, some potential dangers, and I took that to heart. And it did, I mean, a lot of the things he said indicated to me that I'm on the right path with how I'm approaching this relatively new faith that I have. And the funny thing is, an Orthodox guest there, he recognized me. So this was one of the last places I thought I could get recognized, but it happened there. So that was actually pretty cool. Also, what was cool is seeing West Virginia country people who converted to Orthodoxy. So you had people who, I mean, backwoods people who you don't expect to be in an Orthodox church. They're there. And it's great how this faith can unite people from a lot of backgrounds. But I highly advise you, if you're even in the Washington, D.C. area, I'm guessing it's about a 5-hour drive. Go there by 11 o'clock to get a tour. There's an afternoon prayer at 12. And there's not many places I've been to that I can't wait to go back to, but this one, I think I definitely want to go back and stay for 2 or 3 days. Just seeing how you can live so close to God without having to worry about the world. I mean, they do have to work to provide for themselves, so they can't disconnect themselves totally. And one thing I liked about the monks is that they don't shun away from the modern world like the Amish as much. They use electricity and tools and so on. You'll see them with a smartphone even, or maybe not the monks, but you'll see a priest who has one. But they can moderate. They think they know how to moderate, just to know how to use a tool properly. Don't let the tool use you. So it's weird. They escape from the world, but yet they understand you can't escape from the world totally. Evil can follow you anywhere. If you look at Saint Anthony of Egypt, he went to the caves. There was nothing there, and the demons, they followed him there and tried to tempt him. So there's only so much you can disconnect from the world until the world tries to find you. So I think these monks can show a more healthy approach towards life itself. So I hope to learn a lot from them. And now on west I go. My friend invited me to his land near Lexington, Kentucky, and he has a hobby farm going on with an orchard and other things. And while he was showing me all the things that he made, I kept thinking, oh, that would be a good spot for a bench, or that would be a good spot for a picnic table. So I'm scouting out places where I could sit while he's telling me about the labor that he did. So that just confirms that I am indeed a garden boy. I don't think I'm going to work the land. I just want to sit on the land and watch the birds. I spent the night over at his house because he has a house here, and it's the first time I didn't have to use a white noise machine. So it was just complete silence and peace. I woke up, I looked out the window, there was a birdhouse and a lot of trees. I could just stare at that for hours. I don't have the impulse to check the news as much. Who cares? I mean, what could be happening in another part of the world that affects you here on this piece of land where you don't see people? The only thing that could affect him, the only news that could affect him is that the local taxes went up. But what's happening in Washington, D.C., what's happening in another town, doesn't matter here. So that's what I want to achieve, a place where the news no longer matters. I don't have to stay up to date. I can just stare out the window. So visiting his property gave me a lot of ideas of, God willing, if I could buy my own piece of land, what I would do with it, and mostly sit down on it. But I would get like an apple tree or two going. So yeah, if you have farmland and you want to invite me to sit on it, please do. Just got out of the Creation Museum in Petersburg, Kentucky. The price was $35. Originally I balked at the price, but I figured it could be spiritually profitable. So I did go. It's pretty big. It's more like a theme park. It has zip lines and a petting zoo, and has a lot of dinosaurs. Non-stop dinosaurs. There was an exhibit of two children playing with a dinosaur, petting one. And there was a film of Adam. He was playing with a dinosaur too. There was a lot of dinosaurs. But I could see the marketing genius in that because it draws in kids. I'm not the intended audience of this. I believe this museum is made by an evangelical group, and they hate gays, so that's pretty good. They made it a point to stress that marriage is between a man and a woman. The actual exhibits were pretty good. It was good to refresh on Genesis. They mostly focused on Genesis. If they took out all of the dinosaurs, I think it'd be even better. But all those dinos, there was like a T-Rex in the Garden of Eden. I couldn't buy that one. And one thing about the evangelicals is that since they're Protestant, they believe in sola scriptura, which means the Bible is the end all be all. You know, they have, the person who made this or the group who made this, they have no authority above them. So they read the Bible, they interpret it as they want, and they create this, which, you know, it's nice to have some teachings on how to use science to interpret the Bible, so I commend them. It's just that the Protestant using the Bible only, what that allows people to do is to be their own authority. So, you know, me as an Orthodox, I can't do something such as this. I would have to get church authority to interpret the Bible that, hey, there were dinosaurs. But when you're Protestant, you don't need that. So this is why I've noticed that Catholics and Orthodox can't really talk to Protestants when it comes to doctrine. When it comes to God in general, Jesus in general, grace in general, sure. But when it comes to doctrine, it doesn't work because they always start to fight. The Protestant says, where is this in the Bible that you tell me? Because for him, it has to be in the Bible. It doesn't have to come from the direct teachings of the apostles. And when a Protestant person asks me that, I want to reply, that question has no power here, but I'm nice. So I found out that when it comes to doctrine, I can only really talk to the Orthodox and the Catholics. But Protestant, when it comes to doctrine, I have to bow out. But other than that, if you have children or you're just curious, this isn't bad. It isn't bad. $35 is a lot, but I did see some scientific interpretations of a shorter creational timeline, which could probably help me. So I'm glad I went. But you know, the Orthodox and the Protestants were just a little bit far. So I don't know how much more of Protestant content that I can take. So other than that, onward.
Gay.
Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything.
I just finished the Columbus, Ohio event. That's 5 for 5, only 18 left to go. You know, driving through Ohio, it's very flat. There's not many landmarks. It's a bit bland. And I think the culture is that way too. There's not really much going on here in Columbus. The center is completely paused out. I was shocked at how many gay flags there are here. And it's like they're trying to outdo the big cities. And the suburbs, they have a lot of donut shops, chicken shacks, a lot of chicken shacks. There's chicken everywhere. Chicken wings, hot chicken, chicken fingers, fried chicken. People here love chicken. And there is also a lot of health centers. Next to the chicken shack is a cancer center. So I think maybe their diet isn't that good here. But I couldn't really pin down what the culture is here. I don't know. It just seems like a generic American place. You have all your big name brands. Generic Americana. But the people are nice. I mean, not as nice as maybe in Kentucky or Clifton Forge. But unfortunately, it reminds me when I was in downtown Columbus in the homo section, it reminded me exactly of Washington, D.C. And I think I know why. Because Washington, D.C. gets a lot of transplants from the Mideast and the Midwest. So a lot of these people who are from here go to Washington, D.C. to make their mark. And well, I see them here. It didn't seem very different. The girls are better looking here. They all have this generic appearance where they wear cut-off shirts and highly make-upped face, and they go out in, I guess it's called squads now. Groups of girls are called squads. Though men have never used that term to refer to themselves, women are referring to their groups of friends as squads because they're just cool. So anyway, there were a lot of squads of 4 or 5 girls out on Friday night. There's a lot of bars. There was a lot of bars in the downtown area. I mean, how many bars do you really need? How many bars do you need until you find one that fits your micro identity? To go in, to feel at home, to meet a girl for a micro relationship while sipping on your micro brew. It just has this artificial feel to it now. I used to love all these bars and stuff. And now I'm thinking you only need one bar. If that's what you really want, just to go and drink, you just need one place. 30, 40, 50 bars, all a little bit different to cater to your tastes. Unfortunately for the happy hour on Sunday, I picked a bar with a gay flag outside. Inside was gay too. Looked good on Google, got 4 out of 5 stars, and you go there and it's all gayed out. You can't avoid it. I think I have AIDS now. How many gay places have I been into? I got AIDS. Well, in spite of the AIDS, I am going to Chicago next. Oh, one more thing I wanted to say is that the obesity epidemic here is very strong. Obesity is large here. Do you get it? It's large. So there is an obesity problem. I have seen some supersized people. And I hope that these people can find the strength to deal with that problem, because it is a serious problem when you're looking for food to please you. Food cannot give pleasure to your life. It is just a basic nourishment, sustenance, but if you overdo it, you will get sick. So that said, I go to Chicago next week. If you want to join in on the tour, go to my site, roosh.live, link is below. Then Minneapolis, I go to Somalia. after Chicago, and then after Somalia, I go to Denver, which I hear should be called Menver, because there's a lot of men. Well, in my talk, there is going to be a lot of them. In the Columbus talk, we had one girl. She was very scared of all the masculine men, but she made it through, so I'm glad to see. So until next time.